Good morning, KU. It is Tuesday and it is chilly outside.
It's very chilly.
I'm Marcia.
And I'm Mackenzie Davis.
So how's your semester started off?
It's been stressful already. It's only, the third week of school or so?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm pretty sure I've got a new batch of grays in my hair. So.
Oh, no.
Yep, it's already that time of the year.
And you're a junior too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're getting into our super exciting, really hard classes. So it's been it's been a pretty wild time.
How's your semester?
It's going well. I actually really like a lot of my classes. I think the good part about junior year is that you're finally kind of getting into what you're really interested in.
Yes,
Not that
definitely.
the KU core isn't riveting in all of its entirety, but I think you finally kind of get to hone in on your major. I'm taking a French sci-fi class, which is unique. Yeah.
What is that?
So it's a French literature class, and I'm minoring in French, so I need to take literature classes. And this one, we're just kind of talking about the different aspects of science fiction. It's really cool, actually. It originated in France, science fiction itself, which a lot of people just don't know.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. We actually have one class together.
We do.
Ethics, and it's been pretty interesting so far.
I think it's a really cool class.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a necessary class. You have to take it. But we have Pamela Fine, and she is just such a delight.
Yeah.
I really like her.
Ethics of journalism, so it's something that actually will we'll be able to take with us in the long run. So that's always nice instead of taking ethics of business or something. We still need that, but journalism, especially if we're on that track, then that'll be very necessary.
And I don't know, are you Stratcom? I'm Stratcom.
I'm actually news and info.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I think the cool thing about that class, though, is that it kind of looks at both sides of it. So it's not just, you're not just looking at, news ethics, you're also looking at, she works it in very well, I think.
Yeah, I love that. Do you have any cool events coming up soon? Or?
Actually, yes. So I'm in SUA, and
nice.
Next Thursday we're hosting a Tunes at Night at the Lead Center. It's featuring King D. He is a rapper, I think, from Topeka. He's in that whole little group of cool local groups that get together and perform, and so I think that'll be really fun.
Nice. Sounds good.
I heard there's going to be chips and salsa there, which is something I'm always an advocate for.
Free food, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Free food.
Hashtag free food at KU. But,
exactly.
But yeah, I'm super excited.
Nice. Yeah, I actually, I'll be going to see Angela Davis tomorrow. She was a civil rights activist. She was a part of the Communist Party, so she's very well known to a few people. But the sad thing is she's going to be at K-State, so I do have to go all the way out there, unfortunately, but it's for a good cause. It's for a good cause, so
for
that
Angela
should be exciting.
Davis.
Exactly, yes. And
we'll
no, she's not related to me. We have the same last name, but I wish I was as bold as she was. Did you watch any TV this weekend or anything like that?
I didn't really have time. I've been trying to get into, what's that show called? It's Shameless. Yeah, I've been trying to watch that recently, but it's been a slow process just because I don't have a lot of things. Did you watch anything?
I actually didn't watch the SAG Awards, so the Screen Actor Guild Award. I did watch E! News, so the whole entire time they were talking about it, but I did see a few winners. Hidden Figures, Stranger Things, or Just the New Black. Emma Stone and Denzel Washington were really big winners for the night. I just know I was also watching Fashion Police, and the fashion was really nice. I would love to cover one of those shows one day in the future. I think it's very exciting, the red carpet and all that stuff. So
that'd be so fun. You can dress up and just look really nice.
Yeah. And I feel like the people who do the interviews get free dresses, so.
Is that?
I don't know. I'm just assuming.
We'll
I
investigate.
hope that's a thing, yeah.
Stay tuned for future Good Morning KU Tuesday news. We are investigating how to get free
hopefully.
dresses.
So I would love to have a free designer dress just hanging in my closet for one night.
I mean, I imagine a designer would put a nice free dress on a reporter so they'd be like, look what I'm wearing.
Yeah,
but
exactly. I don't know. It all just seems so fun. So dream goals in the future.
Yes. All right, well, stick around. After the break, we'll be here with Collin Cox from the Referendum. Welcome back. I am here with Collin Cox from the Referendum. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so to start off, what exactly is the Referendum?
Great question. So the Referendum is a renovation project for the Kansas Memorial Union. There are a few dedicated and striving, brilliant students who are willing to see a change in the union. So we're hoping to put forth this referendum in April, and hopefully we can have a nice and affordable building for everyone.
When you say renovation, what exactly do you mean? Like, what are we trying to accomplish with the referendum?
That's a good question. So I think the biggest problem about our campaign is that people don't really know what we're doing. So so basically with the renovation project, we want to be able to open spaces and provide more accessibility for all of the student organizations that we have, all the 100+ organizations that take place in the union, but also at the same time knowing that the building has a high demand for students, and the students are willing to put in so much, but the Kansas Union can only provide so much back. So basically, we want to have a good and affordable space so that everyone is able to utilize the union and have affordable, accessible spaces. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So I noticed you're wearing a Vote Yes pin on your shirt. So what exactly does that mean? What's the process there?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I'm going to keep telling you have great questions, but
thank you.
So in April 13th and 14th, we're going to be putting forth a vote so that students can vote on what the referendum is. So right now we're currently in our outreach stage, so we're trying to reach out to student organizations who have questions, who have concerns about what the renovation entails. So we're hoping that we can get most of the students on board. So
you're talking a lot about students and voting and Senate. So does this have anything to do with the coalition process, or is this just kind of a separate thing? How is the voting working
right.
in that capacity?
So the referendum is kind of separate from a coalition. It kind of functions on its own since it's both, one, student-driven, and second, it's sponsored by the union. So it doesn't necessarily abide by Senate rules. It's not bound to Senate rules. So we function from the bottom up. So as long as we can have the full support from students to be able to afford this building, then that's kind of how it works. So we need so many people on board to be able to renovate the union.
So where would the money come from if we are voting?
Yeah, so
yes.
So we are asking for a $50 increase per semester from students. So we know that we're asking a lot. I mean, it's no big secret, but at the same time, that money will go towards the sustainability aspect and the accessibility of the union. So students will be helping to fix some of the basic problems that the union has, which there are quite a bit. For those of you out there, Marcia and I are both a part of SUA, which is an event planning organization, and part of the pertinent aspect of being able to provide those events is having good and accessible event venues to have, and we utilize the building for most of our events, and so we want to be able to have the most high quality events possible. And the building has a lot of problems, especially when it comes to affordability. The pipes that are in the union have existed since it was built in 1926, and the last renovation project was about 33 years ago in 1984, I want to say. So it's been quite a while. The HVAC system, I mean, I could talk for days. The heating and cooling system of the union is completely awful.
It's a hot mess,
yeah,
basically.
It is.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So when would the $50 student fee increase take effect?
So students think that it will happen immediately, and it won't. This will actually occur in 2019, and then that's when the renovation phase will begin. So primarily the students that we need to be on board with this referendum are the freshmen, since they are the first students to be able to see the change in the union.
All right, awesome. Is there anything you would like to add?
Sure. If you would like to find out more information on the renovation project or what the referendum is, please check out readyouru.ku.edu. You can endorse the union referendum if you'd like. You can find out more information if you are still concerned, still have more questions. And also you can reach out to readyouru@ku.edu if you have any questions or would like us to speak at your organization. So.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, thanks again for
Yeah.
joining us.
Thank you, Marcia.
Stick around. After the break, we'll have your news.
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you, your identity for life. The University of Kansas, a great place to be you.
Welcome back. I'm Ian Saucy.
And I'm Keely McCormick, and here is your news update for January 31st, 2017. In yet another unprecedented move, President Trump has fired his acting Attorney General, Sally Yates. Yates had ordered the Justice Department not to defend the refugee ban and claimed she is responsible for ensuring that the department remains consistent with the institution's solemn obligation to always seek justice and stand for what is right. She also argued that she wasn't convinced the executive order was lawful.
Outcry over the immigration ban has affected many colleges and universities across the United States. Many schools of higher education have professors and staff who are unable to return to campus after visit abroad. Visitors from Iran, Iraq, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, Syria, and Yemen have been detained under executive order. KU Chancellor Bernadette Graylittle has warned her affected staff to avoid international travel until further notice.
KU forward Carlton Bragg Jr. has now been charged with drug paraphernalia possession. The player was suspended indefinitely from the basketball team by Coach Bill Self. Bragg will be in court on February 14th.
The men's basketball team took another hit last night when the Kansas City Star reported that LeGerald Vick was the subject of an investigation into whether he hit a female student in 2015. Vick has played in all 21 games for KU this season. Officials with the Kansas Athletics and the University of Kansas Communication Office have declined to comment.
A juvenile bicyclist is in life-threatening condition after being struck by a vehicle in North Kansas City. Police said the incident happened around 4 p.m. on Monday at North Manchester Avenue near Northeast 51st Terrace. The driver said he did not see the bicycle until the moment of the crash.
That'll wrap it up for today's news update. After the break, Andrew will be here with the weather.
Welcome back. My name's Andrew Wagner, and I'll be your weather forecaster for the day. So, brief side note about yesterday before we get on to today's weather. As yesterday, we had a high temperature here in Lawrence of 63 degrees, which does add to a record in Lawrence. So, ever since they've been collecting data on keeping weather histories of the weather for certain days, January 30th has only seen a temperature of 60 degrees 8 times before. So that's really cool that you all have been a part of history, or a part of adding history. But moving on to today's weather, we can see that we're going to have a high of 53 degrees today with mostly sunny skies and winds out of the northwest at 5 miles per hour. So that wind's not going to be a big factor today, so it's not going to have that temperature go down. So it's going to just be an overall great day to go out and enjoy. And moving on into the overnight hours, we can expect our temperature of 28 degrees with mostly cloudy skies and winds out of the northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then breaking down your day for you, we can see that within the next 30 minutes or so, we can expect a temperature of 40 degrees with winds out of the northwest at 3 miles per hour. And then moving on into the 3 p.m. hour, we can expect the temperature of 53 degrees with winds out of the north at 3 miles per hour. And then moving on into the evening hours, when the sun is already set at 7 p.m., we can expect a temperature of 43 degrees with winds out of the northeast at 3 miles per hour. So as we're going on throughout the day, we can see that at the beginning, currently we have our winds coming out of the northwest. Then at lunch, they're going to be coming out of the north, and then in the evening, they're going to be coming out of the northeast. So we're going to be shifting our winds today, but it's not going to be a problem for you as we move on throughout the day. And then looking at the rest of your 5-day forecast, we can see that tomorrow, aka Wednesday, it's going to be a high of 42 with a low of 21. And we do have that Baylor game, so it's going to be a nice day to go out and support the boys on the court tomorrow. But I do advise you to take that winter jacket with you as you do head out to Allen Fieldhouse, but also as you are planning on leaving Allen Fieldhouse, because the temperature will drop as you are enjoying the game. And then looking at Thursday, it's going to be mostly cloudy with a high of 35 and a low of 21. And then moving on into the weekend, with Friday, it's going to be a high of 35 and a low of 23. And then on Saturday, a high of 39 with a 30% chance of a wintry mix happening, so snow turning to rain. So it's still a little too far out to see what's exactly going to happen, but we do have that slight chance that you need to be aware of. But overall, today and the rest of your 5-day forecasts are going to look really great, except on that Saturday where we do have that chance. So I encourage you to go out and enjoy that. But other than that, that's all we have for Good Morning KU today. So we thank you for joining the first Good Morning KU on Tuesdays since winter break, and we hope that you join us here next week at 10 a.m.